Getting a PhD is really hard. A lot of students who enter a PhD program don't finish. And there's a lot of YouTube videos that tell you that you should get a PhD or you shouldn't get a PhD. But in this video, I'm going to give you 10 questions that you should ask yourself before you decide whether or not you should get a PhD. My name is Roehl Sybing. I'm a research associate at the University of North Dakota, and this is DocWork. So over the years, more than a few people have asked me whether they should get a PhD, and my answer is usually it depends on how they can answer the questions that I'm going to pose to you in this video today. In the end, you have to think about your particular work situation, your family circumstances, your financial situation, all of those things, in addition to whether the knowledge and skills gained from a PhD program is meaningful to your career and to your life trajectory before you can decide whether a PhD is worth it. First off, what is your motivation to get a PhD? Is it about the money? Is it about the research? Is it about the career? Is it because you want to be famous? Or is it because you just like to know more stuff? So first and foremost, a doctorate is a demonstration that you are able to generate new knowledge within academia. If you have a PhD, not only do you know how to do the research, not only do you understand the theory, but you also know how to share that information, disseminate that research to the greater academic community so that they can discuss it amongst themselves. And for me, that second part is more important than the first. It's not necessarily important to know a lot of stuff. It's not important to be the smartest person in the room when you hold a PhD. The test of a PhD is whether you can interact with your peers and generate knowledge in an empirical way and in a manner that persuades your other peers within that sphere. And if that is something that you are interested in, then a PhD probably is something that you should be doing for your career. The next question is, how well can you handle menial and tedious tasks? In simple terms, a lot of research in the social sciences is a lot of tedious work. It requires poring over dozens of research articles, understanding basic theories, getting a handle on the relevant research methods, and doing the data collection and data analysis. A lot of that is just work. It's a grind before you can actually present at a conference or you can publish a paper or a book on your research. From study conception to dissemination, it could take anywhere between 6 months to 2 or 3 years. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and if you are prepared to handle that workload, then a PhD is for you. Then there's this question: how do you handle feedback from peers and mentors? And let's be honest, a lot of people just don't like to get criticism. Feedback is one of the hardest things that we can take and internalize and use it to improve ourselves and our work. And listening to that feedback and reflecting on that feedback can be some of the most emotionally intense things that we can do as human beings. And that's why there's many jobs and careers that don't require feedback from peers, but working in academia is certainly not one of them. Then think about this: can you sustain yourself financially during the PhD program? A PhD program can take anywhere between 4 to 8 years, probably even more in some cases. That is a lot of time away from full-time work. Even if you're fortunate enough to be in a fully funded doctoral program, you still need the financial resources for everyday expenses, emergency expenses, for things that you usually save money for. The reality is, for many doctoral students and for people with doctorates early in their career, a doctorate is not an instant path to a whole pile of money. So it's really important to plan out the next 4 to 6 years of your life if you decide to get a PhD, and determine for yourself, do you have enough financial resources saved away in order to do this doctorate in the right way? And the next question I would ask is, can you handle working within structures? Researchers don't work by themselves. They have the support of their peers. They work with research participants. They collaborate with other institutions. They work with journals. They go to conferences to network. All of these things are especially important when you are disseminating research within academia. And we all hate the word politics, but being able to navigate academic politics within your institution or even within your own department is one of the most important qualities that you need to learn when you enter a PhD program and be able to master by the time you leave that PhD program. If politics is not your thing, then to be frank, a PhD program is just not for you. Then think about this question. How are you at organized thinking? To be sure, there are a lot of social science doctorate holders who emphasize creativity, who emphasize alternative methods or ways of thinking in qualitative and social science research. But in the end, all research that is useful and can be shared with the world has to have undergone a systematic process for organizing that knowledge so that it's persuasive to your peers and to the rest of the academic community. And so systematic and organized thinking is an important quality to be able to hone when you are in a doctoral program. If the main focus is on creative thinking, you should probably think about other ways of advancing your career. Next, can you handle the time commitment to get a PhD? A doctoral program is simply not a work-life balance thing. 8 hours sleep, 8 hours at work, 8 hours on free time. That's just not the way it works when you are in the weeds on a particular research study, or when you're trying to finish a particular paper, or when you're trying to complete your dissertation. You have to spend significant amounts of time, not just on the research itself, but on designing the study and prepping the research so that it's ready to go when you're able to collect and analyze data later on. The time commitment in a PhD means that you will be sacrificing some of that time, at least for a couple of years, in order to get the important research done. Next, what is your experience with independent long-term projects? Now, I talked about the need to work within the academic community, but there are also times when you will be working by yourself, because when you hold a PhD, you are able to say, I am one of a small number of people who know this particular thing about the social world. There will be times when you will be working on your own. And so the PhD program is often a balance between working with others and working by yourself. And you have to figure out, are you able to do both during the 4 or 6 years that you are doing a PhD program? Next, think about this question. Have you sketched out post-PhD career opportunities? And perhaps this is one of the greatest challenges that I encountered when I was getting my PhD, that I didn't have a firm handle on the various opportunities that were available to me right after receiving my PhD. There's an assumption that institutions will come knocking on your door once you get a PhD and throw buckets of money at you for a comfortable research or teaching position at a university. That's just not the case. You have to do the legwork on your own. You're spending the last year of your PhD looking for job opportunities that come about after you graduate. You have to line up letters of recommendation. You have to assemble various materials based on your professional accomplishments and your research writing. All of those things are part of the continuing process of transitioning from a PhD to a post-PhD career. Then finally, there's this question: how do you cope with uncertainty and change? For all of the planning and preparation that you do before you even enter a PhD program, the PhD program itself and your experience is going to change over those 4 to 6 years. You are in a doctoral program to learn new theories, new ways of conducting research, different ideas about how to think about the social world, and so your way of thinking is going to change over time, and as such, your plans for what happens after you get your PhD might change. So are you prepared to handle the different pivots in a doctoral journey and all of the pivots after that in a way that demonstrates that you are able to navigate the academic process and the academic community? If you answer all of these questions in a way that you are comfortable with and that your peers in academia are comfortable with, then you are closer to understanding whether or not a PhD is for you. So what do you think? Are there other questions that you should consider? Are there things that I've missed in this video? Why don't you go ahead and leave a comment? And also, if you thought this video brought value to you as you think about your PhD process, please subscribe to my channel, hit like, and ring the bell for notifications. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.